Good morning, everyone. I'm going to try and do this um, without us. Well, we'll see if we can do this without glare. I don't think it's possible. Today is overcast, and I have to have all the lights on because otherwise you'll see nothing. Today is not only overcast, it is very foggy. So go figure. It is May, and we have the weirdest weather lately. So we'll see what happens. Um, Today I am attempting a double page layout in real time, and we'll see how far we get. And then we'll go from there. So this is just some old pictures of my daughters. In our old house, we had a huge backyard with a maple tree, and those Costco bags are huge, and I could never get them open properly because I'm quite short and I can't reach in the bottom to open it and let it stand. So the girls came up with their own little party trick, so to speak, and they decided to do it this way. So ever since, that's how they've always opened up these bags. And now we don't need to anymore, of course, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, I am going to set these aside for now because I am going to get started on my background. I know I want to use these colors. At first I wanted to do in red and some sort of a grungy kind of color, but I think this will work just fine. And even though it is a double page layout, I am not going to make it a continuous double page layout, if that makes sense. So I'm going to sort of treat them like two separate pages, but they speak as one kind of thing. And that's a good way of sometimes doing it too, because then you're not limited in where you place things. As long as you use all the same papers, it'll be fine. It'll still read as one. So I'm not going to use a whole lot of glue, obviously, since that's all I put on there. And I will try to stay in frame as much as I possibly can. But since it's fall, I just wanted to put some leaf prints on my background. And I don't mind doing it in black because, like I said before, it does ground your picture, or pictures in this case. So I will be doing it all around the edges and then just sort of, you know, I will try to stay in page as much as I can, or on page, I suppose, just to fill in the edges a bit. And since it was a fall time, I'm just sort of doing it random, as much as I can anyway. I've got two different leaves, so I'm just going to do just a very quick random. Of course, if you want this very precise, you totally could. Like I said before, I'm not a huge believer in, doing precise measurements and things like that. No, for the only reasons that A, I'm lazy, B, I want it to be fun, and C, because I don't think it's necessary, not in this kind of setting. So I'm very happy with that. And this allows me to sort of still speak as one page since I did not put it down the center. This is what will read as one kind of continuous thing. And I could potentially I did have this another way. I could potentially put this as a on the pictures themselves on a background. But I like the green sort of overlapping with the green in the background on the paper, so I think I will leave it as is. So it's kind of a ta-da kind of moment, their little party trick, I guess, I suppose. But, oh, sorry, coffee first. I could pop these up. Maybe I will. I don't know what's wrong with my glue stuff lately. But, oh my goodness. Apparently I have no more glue sticks. I don't know what what happens to them all. Oops, sorry. I don't know. Alright. Good old. I just want this to be kind of a loose, fun kind of thing. Because they looked like they were having so much fun doing this, so. I could use double-sided tape, obviously, but, you know, it's okay. Again, I'm not overly concerned because it's going to sit in an album, so it'll stay put no matter what I do. And if they're slightly out of order, which they might be, but it's not the end of the world, as long as the idea is there. I don't quite remember which order I took these in. You can sort of infer, anyway, what will happen. I know a lot of other process videos, they go, you know, with the background or the picture first, and then they work their way back. But this is how I tend to do it because it's just a lot more cohesive for myself. This way I can sort of figure out how I want things. Now I do have some fall leaves, so I could sprinkle some in there and make little clusters. But I wanted to use some doilies. I haven't used doilies in a while, so I got the smaller. This is the size for me that I have right now. I don't know. I do like the layered look. That is one of my favorite parts of scrapbooking. I used to be very, you know, a very flat, one-dimensional scrapbooker, but now I'm at the point where I do enjoy, you know, adding lots of layers and things like that. It's a lot more fun to be able to sort of play with things. And this, you know, if you repeat elements on both sides, it gives you a better cohesion for your scrapbook layout, especially for a double one. You can play around with the colors. There's red in here because of the word Costco. And you can use repetition all you want. You know, you can do the colors in repetition. You can do, you know, the clusters in repetition, whatever you feel like doing. So, but that's actually not too bad. I've got this McCain Company. I've had this one for a little while. It was in one of my hauls. I got it at the dollar store, no, buck or two. And then, I don't know, I thought maybe we could do something with this. I have no idea where to put it, because now I'm running out of space, of course. Oh my goodness. Alright, this is where buckets come in handy, instead of getting it everywhere. I know the colors are not quite precise, but we could use the red glitter ones, because there's red in the pictures. So, I don't know. Oh, it's got little mushrooms too. How cute is that? And it does have little leaves, so that's kind of cute. You can tell I've never opened this up. Okay. I don't know if there is enough letters for what I want. That's a V. That's not gonna help. Sometimes if you don't have enough letters, I mean, you could obviously paint them if you wanted to. I kind of like the mushrooms in here. I think I'll use those for sure. But yeah, they don't have enough of the other letters. That's okay, because I already put black in the background. We could easily add some more. I'm going to... I will use these red little pieces. They're kind of cute. Again, I know it's not the right color green, but that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway. Oh, excuse me. So all I'm going to do is use trusty old cardstock. I've done this in lots of other scrapbooking pages. And I just keep this part. I mean, I will store them in here, but this is the part I will be using. So my title will be, ta-da! Oh, this one's tough. There we go. That took a little bit more elbow grease. So what I've done in the past is I will keep it on here, and then I will cut out each individual letter so that when you go to use it, it stands out a little bit more. So when you go to attach it to wherever you're going to attach it, you know, you have your letters. You can make them as skinny or as, you know, whatever you want. But that's usually my fallback if I don't have enough letters in a certain color. And you can scallop the edges, you can do whatever you like. And they don't all have to be the same size if you don't want to. And then, let's see if I can find my little red tool. There it is. So this is used in sewing, and all you do is do the edges. So it looks like it's got a little bit more texture to it, which is what I like. And we'll just do that to each one. Make it looks like it's been, you know, stitched kind of thing. Just a little bit of extra. You obviously don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I tend to do it on these. Sorry if I sound a little bit nasally. My husband had a really bad cold on the weekend, on a long weekend, because the weather was so weird. It was like really hot, really cold, really wet. It was weird weather. So now my daughter and I have the same cold. Lucky us. So let's see. So you can choose one spot where you want to put the title. And then, you know, you can just sort of go from there. So you could potentially go like this. But since this is the ending, I think I would tend to put the title here. Ta-da. Probably up top. And this is where you can sort of get creative and mimic the semicircle below. You can still see the leaves in behind. I'm not gluing anything down yet until I know for sure how I want, like I know how I want the pictures to be, but usually the embellishments I leave until last. And you can just sort of, you know, go like that. Put a mushroom down below. Add a little bit of color over here. But because this one has a title, you can always put the extra cluster of mushrooms over on this side. It doesn't have to be all of them. So just sort of play around with it. You don't have to have anything there if you don't want to. Sometimes less is more, you know, things like that. Let's see. You could, of course, add whatever embellishments you want. I don't know. Yeah. So this is probably how I'd end up putting them together. You know, just ta-da! And you could pop these up with a little bit of foam tape. That's what I like about cutting these a little bit larger, so that you can just sort of, you know, pop them up a little bit. There's enough room for the foam to stick to. It's okay if they poke out a little bit, because I don't mind that too much. Oy. Stuff sometimes is very sticky, and sometimes not. Let's see, well, how are we for time? Oh, 17 minutes, wow. Okay, well, double page layout takes a little bit longer, twice as much work, right? So it's not too bad. I'm trying to keep it under a certain amount of time. I used to take a really long time with my scrapbook pages. I just, you know, I would get all artistic and do all kinds of stuff. I'm at the point now where it's, you know, I just want not just to be done, but I want it to be, you know, I want it to be fun. I don't want it to have to be too much work. I'm at the point where I just sort of want to do whatever. Now, I could totally add some sequins to this, you know, to the leaves and stuff like that, if I wanted to add a few more background colors, which I think I might do later, because otherwise this video will be very, very long. But you get the gist. And again, you know, if you don't have enough of one thing, absolutely use, you know, these. Use your, well, these are letters that are, you know, these are the punches that I have. I bought these a long time ago. I have both the capital letters and the small letters. So you could potentially make anything out of that. I mean, I don't have a Cricut machine, so I have to make do with what I have, which is kind of nice because it allows you for a little bit more creativity. I'm hoping. That's what I tell myself anyway. Yes, I know I haven't glued these ones down yet. I will. But I think, you know, overall, that's not too bad. I might put something over here like fall fun, or, you know, you get the gist. So I've been meaning to scrapbook these these pictures for a while now. I think they turned out well. Kind of cute. So yeah, ta-da! Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, guys. It's kind of long, I understand, but again, it's a double page layout. So yep, this is how I would do it, and you can obviously add as much as you want or as little as you want, and you know, potentially make it as complicated as you could possibly make it. But I think scrapbooking, sorry, should be fun and not overly time consuming. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.